Michael Schenker is our guest. Hello, Mike. How are you doing?
Hi, good.
Who has crucified you on the new cover of the album?
The middle years, the business and kind of the Scorpions were very angry that I didn't stay with them. And so, because I had to follow my own vision after Love Drive, I had a contract.
Which is my favorite album of the Scorpions.
I had I had a contract for the Love Drive album as a 6 member. There should have been a picture on there. They didn't put one there. Breach of contract. They left my names out for writing songs, and because I was already back in England by the time they released the album. I never looked back. I was approached in 2015 to participate on the Scorpions box set, and I read the Love Drive story, completely false. And I got very upset, and I said, like, I'm not going to do anything with you guys. I'm not going to do the box set. And so then, because they couldn't keep me in the band, by the way, the producer, that not many people know that, Dieter Dirks, he asked me to play throughout the whole Love Drive album and put sparkles everywhere, and in the end, on new releases, like newcomers like Russia and China, they left my name out completely, no picture. People don't even know I was I was making this. I'm making it possible.
It's impossible.
Yeah. No. Can you imagine? I wouldn't have left UFO, and I wouldn't have done Love Drive. What would have happened to the Scorpions? The Love Drive album opened the doors for them for America, because I already had a hit written when I was 21 in 1976, and the Scorpions released their album 79 or whatever it was, and so they couldn't do the album because Matthias was not ripe, and so they, instead of looking and acknowledging my help and saying thank you, Michael, they screwed me on top of it. They slandered me and the business, because
but it has no sense to erase you from the
business.
It has no sense.
The business, yeah, because Rudolf, he wanted to because America got excited. And I was not doing what Rudolf was calculating to be with them. So Rudolf was trying to create an illusion, because that's why he asked me if I would give him my part of the composition for Coast to Coast. That's why they left out the name for my song Holiday. I wrote the intro 45 seconds long, and that's why they took the picture out. And then Rudolf asked me if he can play my black and white guitar. So when they were released in America and the people looked, there's nothing wrong. There is 5 people, there is a black and white guitar, there is a Schenker.
So everything is correct.
Everything is correct, yeah. Master plan. But the main thing is that by the time of Strangers in the Night, I started off as a kid in a sandbox. I enjoyed playing my guitar like a kid in a sandbox, in a playbox, And I didn't look for anything. I didn't compete with anybody. I didn't look for fame. I didn't look for success. I was just having fun. By the time I finished Strangers in the Night, people were saying Michael Schenker is God. I said, what?
Yes, I am, of course.
And then Rudolf called me up in 81 and said, Michael, from America, they're all playing your guitar style over here. I said, what? So I didn't know what I created, because I did not calculate. I just played.
First never follows. That's right.
Yeah. And so, I was just being myself, but because I did not follow the trend, and I did not take from the trend to get a piece of the pie of the commercial gobble machine, money-making gobble machine, I decided I don't need to copy, do what other people already do. If we are all unique, then there must be something unique inside me. So I may be better off open up myself and get something new out that nobody has ever seen before or heard before. And that's what I have done all of my life. And that's why I think, and that's when big name guitarists like Metallica and
Kirk Hammett and so on.
They said like they had never heard anything like that before. And that's because it came from within. And I did not take from the trend. So the business was very angry with me. So I got slandered, I got trashed, I got, you know, if we can't have you, nobody will.
So go, oh my God.
Little kids,
Oh my God,
little
yeah.
kids. And then they were only looking forward to look at what they can't get instead of acknowledging the gift of me helping them getting to the next level to America. Fantastic. Greedy people, they're all alike. And then the album cover is basically, that's why I put, you know, Caesar was known as a greedy, corrupted man, and he was jealous of Jesus Christ because they talked about him, and he couldn't stand it, and he killed him, you know. And so the album could have also been called Purity and Compassion versus Greed and Corruption. You know,
the title is too long. So Revelation sounds better.
Anyway, that is the me hanging on the cross was my middle years, because after Strangers in the Night, I was granted to experience fame, even though I never looked for it, but so early in life that I was able to make a decision if I wanted to stay in the lane of fame or if I wanted to go by myself and follow my own vision. And I followed my own vision. I didn't join Ozzy Osbourne. Why should I join the Scorpions if I left UFO? It doesn't make any sense. So Michael Schenker Group was born, and that was the first step in the right direction. I had freedom to do what I wanted. I wanted to experiment with music. I wanted to learn about life, understand who I am, and that was my vision. That's what I wanted to do. But the business, you know, I was asked to go on stage in front of thousands of people to jam with 2 other famous people. Okay, I went on stage, I was given a guitar with loose strings and completely out of tune, making a fool out of myself in front of thousands of people. That's how much they envied me, that's how much they hated me, because that, you know, people could not get what they wanted, and the business wanted to do a big business with me, but I wasn't interested. I was not in the machine. And so in 1990, I completely left. I went to Arizona, and for 15 years, I built my own recording studio and did whatever I wanted. But the point why I was hanging on the V is because I was cursed with my guitar, you know, because also Rudolph completely distorted my image by him also using the black and white flying V and getting blonde hair and leaving my hair, you know. So people got very confused today by me revealing what happened in the past, because I was not in the machine, and I was for 30 years, I was off the scene. I was always supporting Rudolph. I said more power to Rudolph until I read the Love Drive story 2015 where they lied about the Love Drive story, and that's when I got upset and I said, like, no, you can do this by yourself. I don't.
It's hard to hear it when you are a Love Drive fan like me, but
you know, it's
anyway.
a 6.5-year older brother, you know. Is messing around with his 6.5.
Brothers should stick together. I don't know. I don't have any brother.
Bloody primitive and sick and too desperate and too obsessed with fame and money.
I have an important question. I think that you have heard it many times. What the fame means to you? What is fame really? You became famous when you were, I don't know, 15 years old. So
I became famous because I was playing guitar nobody has ever heard before.
Maybe artist needs fame.
Yeah. I was a famous artist. I became famous as an artist. But fame is not the one thing alone. Most people, they enter the world of rock and roll because they want to live the obnoxious lifestyle of rock and roll. They want to be, you know, throwing TVs out of the room, get all the girls, you know, and stuff like that. They want to do crazy things. They are wannabes. They can't even play guitar. They can't even proper perform. They're just there.
But they are not artists. They are celebrities.
Yeah,
it's a big difference.
They are wannabes. They want to be somebody, and they pretend, and they're hiding. They are businessmen with musicians' clothing. You know, they're hiding behind the musicians' clothing, but they are not really artists. So the people, fame and success and all of that is something that both sides can achieve. The wannabe can achieve it, the artist can also achieve it, but the artist, because of its talent and because of its true artist creation and the wannabe, because the audience, the people, they are not that clever. They can be fooled, you know. The fool can fool the fools, and there are many fools on this planet. So there is
really?
the majority can be fooled because of lack of information. The politicians do the same thing. They lie everywhere they can. They play check. We will never understand what the truth is. It's impossible.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk a little about the new album, Revelation.
Yeah.
So started from the beginning.
But
yeah.
Hanging on the Flying V, I managed in 2008, because of my middle years, I learned who I am. I became a three-dimensional Michael Schenker. I lost my stage fright. In 2008, something said inside me, let's go on stage. I said, what? That comes from me? I can't believe it, you know. And from then on, in light speed, in the speed of light, I went back all the way to the top. And you can see on the album cover that the musicians are coming to rescue me. So we won against corruption and greed, and we move on with the Michael Schenker Fest.
The boy became a rock star with a guitar.
Michael Voss. You know, Michael
It's
Voss.
not about Jimmy Page, it's about you.
Yeah. And Michael Voss is a Michael Schenker fan. But he also was born too late, because he would have loved to be a rock star in the 80s, but he couldn't because he was born too late.
Everyone would like.
He was, he is a Michael Schenker fan, MSG fan, Gary Barden fan, Graham Bonnet fan, and the 80s fan. So he is the best man for the job, and I've worked with him for 9 years. And so he is the one I never knew, because I only write the music.
Yeah.
And then I send out the music, and then the singers do the lyrics and the melodies, okay? When we came to that song, that almost didn't make it on the album, because there was too many
Rocksteady, yes, this is the track. Number one.
Things were wrong with it. There was too many strange things in there. But I worked on it and worked on it and took things out and made it more compact and added things to it. You know, put it the psychedelic part, and then the sophisticated solo like a little snake, and the hands up, and so all of that combined, compressed, you know, in the end. And for the first time, when I got to that point, when I took all the rubbish out, I first heard, Michael is singing about me. And so he was basically imagining that if he was me, and what what I had to go through, and so on. But that's just his version. The truth about it is something else. But it's his fantasy.
It's nice to hear it.
It's his fantasy about how Michael Schenker went, you know, all the way to the top, which he would have actually liked to be.
I've heard somewhere in the internet you told that you don't practice, you play only, and you collect some pieces of gold.
I play and discover.
Yeah, you play and discover. So
like treasure hunting.
I'm curious if you skip these pieces of gold, or you take one by one to the album. How the production process looks like.
Yeah,
from this.
It's like this. I play, which is equal to you looking for gold. You already enjoy the journey, so I enjoy the playing. But, whoops, something amazing happens, and that's that gold.
And we take it.
And I take it, put it in a special place, and I keep doing that. You know, I don't find gold every day.
Really? Oh.
So
that's pity.
Not a machine, luckily. So but you know, when I find it, I identify it, and I put it in a special place, and then when I have, you know, and I don't count, I don't listen back to them, I just put it, never listen back to it again.
Really?
I just pile it up. When it's time to make a record, and you have to imagine, there has been pieces of gold before, right? Mm-hmm. So when I made Resurrection, I go through 12 pieces. There are more pieces lined up, but I never listen to them. I stop after 12. I have 12 songs, so we don't know what else is there. And if I would actually listen to everything and take only the bits that I think are the best, then the second album would be only second best. So I know that all the pieces are good anyway. So I just go very disciplined by bit, and I stop here, 12 songs, done. Then we make the next album. Then I found out that we had a big window open after the last tour in September, which was in the UK, and I
Would
could
like to see you in Poland soon.
yeah, and we had a commitment to do the second leg of a Resurrection tour in America on the 15th of April in 2019. So I saw this big window there, and I thought this may be that big window of opportunity to make another album may never come again so quickly, because in 2020 is 50th anniversary, in 2022 of Michael Schenker, 2022 is the 50th anniversary of Michael Schenker joining UFO. So I called up a nuclear blaster, said like, I am not going to be sitting around here, especially not at my age, and let time fly by, that valuable time. I'm going to write an album. So I carried on, taking the next piece of gold, and went all the way up to the this time 13, you know, but there are more pieces of gold sitting there because I keep collecting while I'm on tour. So I do this on a regular basis. So I never run out. I never run out of
collect the gold.
Yeah, I never run out of gold pieces, and I never get a writer's block because I write from within. It's infinite spring of creativity. You can't run out of ideas. Only if you just follow the trend and you copy the trend, you recycle the trend, and then the trend one day will be completely dead because people had enough of the same shit over and over and over.
You told me last time that you never listen to the radio in the car when you go to the boutique.
I don't listen to music, period.
Is it possible not to listen to the radio?
Not perfect. Not perfectly.
I asked Ace from Skankana, and he told Michael Schenker doesn't use radio. It's impossible.
If you're a consumer, if it's possible, but I'm creator.
Yeah.
So if I'm a creator, I understand the thing that the brain is a sponge. Whatever I absorb, I will automatically copy. So if my focus is pure self-expression, I have to protect myself. That means there's only one way of protection: is stay away from everything that can influence me.
Shit in the radio.
No, stay away. So, Michael, are you a consumer or are you a creator? No, I'm a creator. I'm not a consumer. Okay. So, are you going by the trend or what do you or are you an artist? I'm a trend maker. In the 70s, I created something that was done, copied in the 80s. So I became a trend maker. So you can only be, you cannot do it perfectly. There will be lobby music. There will be music in a boutique, but I have to stay away from consuming music, analyzing music. Even my son Tyson, he wants me to listen to him.
So you don't say when you enter the boutique, stop the music, it's me, Michael Schenker.
No, but that's how I learned The Unforgiven from Metallica. That's how I got introduced to that. What a beautiful song it is.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
Before you started the production process of Revelation, Ted McKenna passed away. I would like you to say how you met him, what kind of guy he was.
Fantastic guy, very humble, a fantastic drummer, a great personality. Ted was great. We loved him, He was in the band bus, everybody, they had so much fun with him, and he's a very humble person, and a fantastic drummer. He is, who's underneath here?
Yeah.
Do you know who's underneath Ted? This is Ted.
Ted.
Do you know who's underneath? Because people run out of, I can't find badges anymore, okay?
Oh, yeah, this is
so
self-made, I suppose, yeah?
Under here, my favorite musician, John Bonham. But I couldn't find a badge.
Really?
And put Ted McKenna on top of John Bonham. So now I've got John Bonham and Ted McKenna on top of it.
Oh my God, it's a lovely story.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about Scorpions, but I would like to ask you about the UFO. You have ex-UFO, the badge also. You made this band from the psychedelic to hard rock. Can you agree?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I jump-started the Scorpions with Lonesome Crow as a 15-year-old, gave them immediate international recognition. Yeah, because I and Klaus's voice together, we were the core of that. Then, can you imagine? I would have not left I wouldn't have left the Scorpions and to join UFO. What would have happened to Scorpions if I wouldn't have found them, Uli John Ross? Can you imagine? I would have not. And I took the Scorpions, by joining UFO, I took the Scorpions with me all the time, because Rudolf is my brother and Klaus, and they automatically go with that, like Metallica and Megadeth, It's a bit like that. Yeah, you understand? Connection. So then, can you imagine, I would have never left UFO. What would have happened to Love Drive album? There would have been no Love Drive album. What would have happened to the Scorpions?
Don't know. Without Love Drive?
So I jump-started the Scorpions with Lonesome Crow. I jump-started the Scorpions with Love Drive. I jump-started UFO with Phenomenon, and I jump-started UFO with Walk on Water. Yeah, and then by the end, I had I owned 50% of the name UFO.
But you gave it for free.
You know that
later.
one?
Yeah, of course.
Phil said 2002. Hey, Michael, I need to work. I need to earn some money.
No problem.
Phil, you can have the song back for free, but he didn't even say thank you.
Maybe he will.
Maybe he will just before he dies. I don't know.
Okay, thank you, Mike, for the interview. It was very nice to meet you, and hope
you.
to see you in Poland playing live.
Yep, absolutely. Keep on rocking.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.